So, what if becoming wealthy actually had, well, less to do with how much you're earning and a whole lot more to do with how you're thinking? It's kind of a crazy paradox, right? Every single year, we see thousands of people making six-figure salaries end up totally broke, while millions of everyday, ordinary earners quietly build massive wealth and retire early. Welcome to this explainer. I am super thrilled to guide you through this material today because the gap between those two groups I just mentioned, it isn't luck. It's actually a specific set of hidden mental habits. Today, we're going to unpack the exact psychological shifts that truly separate the wealthy from everyone else. Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to cover the psychology of wealth, delaying your gratification, assets versus liabilities, controlling your emotions, adopting a long-term mindset, and finally, how wealth literally equals freedom. Starting with part 1, the psychology of wealth and how your decisions create wealth. You know, society constantly pushes this narrative that money creates wealth, that you just need a bigger paycheck and all your problems are solved. But the reality, decisions create wealth. Every single financial outcome you'll ever experience begins as a simple choice right inside your mind. So, before someone becomes rich financially, they absolutely have to become rich psychologically first. The takeaway here is incredibly simple, but it's a real game changer. If you rewire how you think about money, your financial reality is going to naturally follow right along with it. Moving on to part 2, delaying your gratification, which is really the absolute foundation of investing. Okay, imagine you're offered a choice right now. You can take $100 today or wait and get $150 next month. Most people will instinctively grab that cash today. I mean, it's essentially the famous marshmallow test, but for adults. But wealthy people, they wait. And that ability, that is delayed gratification. Instead of buying things that instantly lose value, like a brand new car that depreciates the exact second you drive it probably off the lot, the wealthy wait. They park their money in assets that actually grow over time. Patience isn't just a virtue here. It's literally one of the highest paying skills in the entire world of finance. Now for part 3, assets versus liabilities. What are you really buying? Most people think getting rich means buying really expensive things. Luxury cars, designer clothes, huge houses. They spend first. But the wealthy, they invest first. Before they part with a single dollar, they ask a pretty ruthless question. Is this going to make me money, or is this going to cost me money? So what do they actually buy? Well, they obsessively acquire assets. We're talking stocks, ETFs, businesses, rental properties. They're buying things that actively generate income for them while they're literally fast asleep or, say, chilling on a beach somewhere. They aren't just buying possessions. They are buying income streams. Let's look at part 4, controlling your emotions, because discipline creates wealth. And this brings us to an emotional roller coaster that traps so many investors. In month 1, the market rises. By month 6, people get kind of greedy watching those green numbers climb higher and higher. But then month 7 hits and bam, the market crashes. And by month 8, total panic. People sell at the absolute worst possible moment. Ultimately, fear and greed end up destroying far more portfolios than bad investments ever do. But the antidote is actually remarkably simple. Successful investors stay calm. They follow a predetermined plan. Because emotions create incredibly expensive mistakes. Your discipline, meaning your ability to just sit on your hands when everyone else is totally panicking, is what actually drives your wealth in the long run. Which leads us nicely into part 5, the long-term mindset, thinking in decades, not days. Now, what's really interesting about this is the dramatic contrast in time horizons. The average earner is optimizing for the short term, constantly asking, how can I make money this month? But the wealthy earner is looking way out at the horizon, asking, where will I be in 10 years? Shifting the time frame you optimize for basically changes every single financial decision you make. And when you start thinking in decades, you unlock the absolute magic of compound growth. It's a wonderfully boring 3-step process, really. First, you make small, consistent investments. Second, you just step back and do nothing. Let compound interest work its magic over a few decades. And third, you wake up to life-changing wealth. The secret to this whole game isn't speed. It's undeniable consistency. Bringing us to part 6, wealth equals freedom, the ultimate goal. This completely redefines what money is actually for in the first place. The traditional view says money is for buying objects, showing off your status, and hoarding luxury items. But the wealthy mindset? They know that money buys choices. It buys the freedom to walk away from a toxic job. It buys you Tuesday afternoons with your kids, the ability to travel the world, or the chance to fund causes you care deeply about. True wealth isn't about showing people you're rich. It's about never having to ask permission to live your own life. Ultimately, the biggest difference between wealthy people and everyone else isn't raw intelligence. It's not talent, and it definitely isn't luck. It is purely mindset. You've got to think differently so you can act differently. Wealth is built one disciplined decision at a time. You know, there's an old saying I absolutely love. The best day to start building wealth was yesterday. The second best day is today. There is literally no time to waste when it comes to shifting your psychology. So ask yourself right now, what is one financial decision you can make today that your future self will thank you for in 10 years? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If you found these insights valuable and you want to keep shifting your financial mindset, be sure to subscribe to Fenora. We're going to keep bringing you more practical investing and wealth building strategies to help you navigate your financial future. See you next time.